A minute, please. So today we'll be looking at a very, very interesting topic, an amazing topic, how to scope a pen test like a pro, the rules of engagement, the assets, the depth, and the deliverables. So before I dive right in, I want to talk about Amdari. Who is Amdari? What is Amdari? What do we do at Amdari? Why did we even come up with an organization called Amdari? So today, Amdari is an innovative platform that is designed to revolutionize how aspiring tech professionals build their careers and also get practical experience. So what this means is that we discovered that there's this gap between tech professionals and them gaining experience that they need to use to land a job, because there is a difference between theory and practice. You've learned a particular tech course, probably you are a cybersecurity analyst, you are a data scientist analyst, you've even studied it in school, but studying it does not actually get you the job you need. You need to show proof of experience. Experience is that, oh, I have worked with what I have learned over time, or over the years, and I can work with it. So that's what employers are looking for. So we discovered that there's a gap between that, you gaining the knowledge and having the experience you need to get a job. So that's why we came up with Amdari, a platform or an organization that helps you build your tech career and also gain practical experience that will get you that kind of amazing, your dream job that you need at the end of the day. Our mission is simple, but it carries a lot of weight. Our mission is to bridge the gap between theoretical knowledge and real-world experience by providing users with real-life end-to-end practical and hands-on projects. So what we do is that we don't just give you lab work, like, when you are learning for cybersecurity, as you are learning, you are using lab work to learn, and lab work is good. It gives you the ability to familiarize yourself with terms in the industry. But the truth is, lab work is different from real life. Lab work is different from a simulation or an environment that gives you that feel, that real life feel that you need to get yourself a job, or that real life feel that will mimic the exact job you are going to do. So we understand that. That's why we came up with, we give you that experience, that hands-on experience that will give you a knowledge, a feel of what you are going to do when you start working. So that's what the end-to-end practical and hands-on experience is all about. You work with us and you see, oh yes, it's as if I'm working in the field. I am being able to utilize all the knowledge I've gathered over time. Theoretically, I can now see them play out in what I am doing. So that's what you get. And we don't just do cybersecurity. We have data analytics, we have data science, data engineering, business analysis, project management. We have SOC analysis and threat intelligence, as well as ethical hacking, penetration testing, and also governance, risk, and compliance. So these projects will help you enhance your skills, not just enhance your skills, but they will also help you build a robust portfolio, because that's what showcases your experience at the end of the day. So before we go on, I will just quickly introduce myself. But then before I continue, I want you to just, if you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up. You can still hear me, you are following, you can see my screen, give me a thumbs up. Okay, I'm not seeing any thumbs ups. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. So my name is Cynthia Jato. Most people call me Jato. You can call me Jato as well. I'm a cybersecurity specialist with nearly 5 years of experience in the field. So I've worked across different sectors. I've worked with fintechs, I've worked with healthcare. I've also helped to design and implement resilient cybersecurity frameworks that help organizations protect their sensitive data and also ensure regulatory compliance. My expertise cut across incident response, vulnerability assessment, threat hunting, and penetration testing. So what that means is that you can't just put me in a box and say, oh, she's a pen tester, she's a SOC analyst. No, I'm both a pen tester and also a SOC analyst at the same time. So I'm more like an all-rounder when it comes to blue team and the red team. So I also have a strong foundation in SOC, which is Security Operations Center and penetration testing. And I bring a rare blend of defensive and offensive insights into cybersecurity, because you find that most people have that knowledge in either offensive security, which is ethical hacking, or defensive security, which is also the SOC aspect of things, that's blue team. So having a knowledge of both will help you blend things better. When find myself in a security position, I know what to do better because I have that attacker's mindset. I know what an attacker wants to do. I already know how to think like an attacker and act like them because I do what they do too. Same thing if I'm in the defensive, offensive side of things, like I'm carrying out a penetration testing. I already know what a security person might likely do. So it helps me become better in what I'm doing. So I bring that blend from both sides into my cybersecurity career. So today, what are we going to be looking at today? What are we doing today? Why are we here this evening? So I'm not going to delay us this evening. I'm just going to go straight to the point and walk us through what we are going to be doing this evening. The first thing is, want to look at what is scoping. Yeah, we've talked about how to scope a penetration tester, but what is scoping itself? What does it mean to scope? They're also going to look at the pen tester's nightmare. Why scoping is essential for survivor. I know you are wondering, okay, what's pen tester's nightmare? We'll get to see all that as I move on. They are going to look at the 4 pillars of scoping. 4 pillars of scoping. We're also going to be looking at a case study, which is a passive reconnaissance. And I will explain to you why we are looking at passive reconnaissance and not a full pen test. So we're also going to look at Amdari work experience and our special offer to you, because we have something for you. And if you want to know what that is, what me personally and Amdari team have for you, I want you to stay to the end of this presentation. I want you to stay to the end so that you can find out what I have for you, what we have for you this evening. You should be excited about that. So the first thing is, I want everybody to look at my screen. I want you to focus on my screen right now, and I want you to see the picture on my screen. On the left side, we have something chaos. We have chaos, right? This chaos is unstructured data. Then on the right side, we have clarity, which is focused data. So between this chaos and clarity, we have a line between them, which is the divide. We have a line between them that is the divide. So I want you to look at both very well and see, okay, what does chaos mean? What does clarity mean? What is the point of having the divide between both chaos and clarity? So the divide is the difference between a high-paid security consultant and someone who just runs scanners. So what this means is that you have a focused security consultant that have clarity. They know what they are doing. They know the right thing to attack. They know what to map at when attacking. Unlike someone who is a script kiddie, who just do try and error. Yes, they are doing something, but at the end of the day, everything is just looking like German to them. Oh, I know I'm doing something. I'm just doing testing and try and error. Someone said you can do this. I'm repeating what the person said. And at a point, the person, this script kiddie, will end up being confused at some point because they might not even understand what they are doing, but they just know they are doing something. They might even go beyond what they are supposed to do. So that's chaos. It is unstructured. But then we have clarity. And the divide is what gives you clarity. Like, it's what differentiates you from a high-paid security consultant and someone who just do try and error at the end of the day. Before we go further into seeing how we can scope a pen tester, I want us to first of all understand what is scoping. Why scoping? What is scoping? In a simple term, scoping is defining the legal and technical boundaries of a security assessment. So what this means is that scoping is saying that this is the agreement you have when you want to carry out a test. You have an agreement. So the organization is telling you you are allowed to test this particular area. You can't go beyond what is assigned to you at that point to test. And it is also telling you this is what you must not touch during your security assessment. So that's what scoping is. So that's what this definition is just trying to say. Okay, it's giving you an agreement that you're allowed to test this, but you must not touch this area when you're carrying out your security assessment. So I'm going to paint a scenario for you. Okay, let's say you have a cleaner in your house. You have a cleaner and you want your cleaner to clean your house. But you're telling your cleaner is standing right in front of you and you are pointing to your sitting room to say, clean the sitting room, just the sitting room. There is no need for you to clean the other part of the house. Or you're telling the cleaner, I don't want you to clean the other part of the house because I don't want you to enter my bedroom, my kitchen, just clean the sitting room alone. You are giving your cleaner an instruction. You are giving your cleaner an instruction to clean the sitting room alone. So what that means that you have dedicated a particular part of the house to your cleaner. And you are telling your cleaner, this is the only area you can touch. You cannot go outside this area. And trust me, when your cleaner decides to leave the sitting room and goes to the bedroom to clean, that does not mean that your cleaner will steal anything when he or she goes to the bedroom to clean. They might do their job and do it neatly, but they've gone out of scope at the end of the day because you clearly told them, don't go into the sitting room. I want you to clean don't go into the bedroom. I want you to clean the sitting room alone. So same thing with ethical hacking. Scoping takes this the entire internet. There is a full internet. So, but when you want to now scope, let's say you have access to the full internet, you can decide to do anything you want to do, but no, you decide to scope. So when you now want to scope, you narrow down what you want to do to a specific system or a specific app on the internet. And that app is what you have permission to test. You narrow it down to what you have permission to test. Instead of testing everything, you've narrowed it down. So that is scoping. You've just scoped your objective at the end of the day. So once you are able to do this scoping, once it is set already, so you're not just going to be randomly attacking or hacking everything around you, but you'll be able to do a proper authorized job with clear boundaries. You'll be able to do an authorized proper job with clear boundaries. Give me a thumbs up if you get that. If I'm good to go. Thank you so much. So, like from this explanation I just gave, I've been able to come up with the fact that scoping answers two critical questions when you are carrying out a penetration testing. The first is, what are we authorized to touch? What are you authorized to touch? That is, what do you have the legal permission to touch? This talks about the legal aspect of your penetration testing. Then the other thing it's talked about is, what are we looking for? The technical aspect of it. What do you want to, when you carry out a test, what are you looking for? So you are carrying out a test, let's say you are carrying out a web pen testing. What is your goal at the end of the day? What do you want to get out of your penetration testing? So in a simple term, you can sum up the whole definition, the whole explanation of scoping that I gave you into these two critical questions. What are we authorized to touch, which is the legal aspect of scoping? what are we looking for, which is the technical aspect of scoping. So moving on, we are going to look at the pen tester's nightmare. That's the cost of scope ambiguity. Because of scope ambiguity, we have 70% of pen testing failures happen before a single pen test is sent. So what this means is that we have a villain. We have a villain at the end of the day, and you have a villain, and that is always attacking, and there's something going wrong. There's something always going wrong. But then, why are these things going wrong? How does it affect you as a pen tester? Because you as a pen tester, you are coming in to do something, to carry out a pen testing ethically. You are hacking ethically. But at the end of the day, 70% of pen testing failures happen before a single packet is sent. So we now have to, that brings us to understanding why we need boundaries. Why we need boundaries. So let's take from this statistic now. I know this statistic might sound terrifying, saying 70% of pen testing failure happen before a single packet is sent. It is terrifying. It is scary. But the question I want us to ask ourselves this evening is why? Why? The reason is because the villain creeps in. The villain always creeps in and make things ambiguous for us. I'm trying to break this down in a way that you will easily understand it. There's a villain who creeps in and make things ambiguous for us. I'll paint a scenario again. I like painting scenarios when I'm talking because I want everyone to relate things we can relate with at the end of the day. So I'm going to paint a scenario right now. Imagine you hack a bank. You hack a bank and your intentions are pure. Your intentions are good. You were carrying out a pen test. No, I won't call it a pen test. You were hacking. You're carrying out an hack, and you found a critical vulnerability in the system. And you reported it. Instead of you to exploit it, you did not. You reported it to the bank. In your own heart of hearts, what would you expect the bank to do? Give you a bounty, right? Appreciate you. But instead of giving you a bounty, instead of getting a bounty from the bank, you get a lawsuit from the bank. You get a lawsuit from the bank. I know that will feel terrible, right? But then I want to ask us, okay, before I go on, I want to throw it out to the house. Why do you think the bank gave a lawsuit instead of a bounty? Anybody that wants to answer, you can raise up your hand or you can just drop it in the chat box. Why do you think the bank gave a lawsuit instead of a bounty? There's no right or wrong answer here. Every answer is right. Every answer is correct. So we don't have any wrong answers here. Okay, I'll just check the chat box. Okay. Okay, nobody wants to speak. Okay, not to waste time, I'll continue. So the reason why the bank is not giving you a bounty and they're giving you a lawsuit is because you went out, you touched something, that is, you touched a server that was not included in your signed contract. So let's say they asked you to carry out a pen test, so they told you do a simple light, okay, a passive reconnaissance or a passive reconnaissance. Yeah, that's what they asked you to do. Then when you were doing your passive reconnaissance, you found a vulnerability and decided to probe further and exploit it. You know it is out of scope. They did not ask. What you did was you were able to show them a security flaw, but it was because it's out of scope. They decided to say, instead of paying you, we will give you a lawsuit because you went out of scope of the contract you signed. You signed a contract to say, I will stay within this area. I won't go beyond this area. But you went beyond that area and what was signed to you. So you will be given a lawsuit. So the scope says that the scope now of what that scenario, just like from that scenario, it brings me to giving you or talking about the first rule of penetration testing. The first rule of penetration testing is that never be a criminal when you are supposed to be a hero. Never be a criminal when you are supposed to be a hero. What that means is that you are paid, naturally, you are paid to be a hero. As a pen tester, you are paid to be a hero. You know how to hack, but you are doing it for the good, you are doing it ethically. So you are paid to be an hero, to be a hero, to find vulnerabilities and loopholes in the system before an hacker or the bad guys will get to it. But there is a thin line between being you being a hero and you turn into a criminal. And that line is very, very blurry. If care is not taken, the line is so blurry that you can cross it without knowing. So for you not to cross that blurry line, you need a robust strategy. You need a robust strategy. And that strategy will help you to avoid this nightmare of you getting served a lawsuit at the end of the day when you are trying to do your work. So now we are going to be looking at the pillars of cybersecurity. The pillars of cybersecurity. Pillars of cybersecurity. First, you need rules of engagement. Rules of engagement. That's the rules of engagement is the get out of jail free card. So I talked about that. You need a robust strategy, right? You need that robust strategy for you to be able to not get into problems. And that strategy is just these 4 pillars of scoping. The first is rule of engagement. The rule of engagement is that I call it the get out of jail free card. So what this means is that you want to avoid the nightmare in the structure when you are carrying out your pen testing. That nightmare that comes with you passing the boundary that is assigned to you. So for you to be able to pass that nightmare, you need to first of all understand the rules of engagement. So the rules of engagement. So you might want to ask me, why am I calling it the get out of jail free card? I'm trying to be slow. I'm trying to repeat it so that we'll get to understand it very well. We'll be able to sink it in and digest it. So the rule of engagement details authorization. It details the authorization you have to carry out the pen test. It also details the timing, the time frame, how long you are going to take in carrying out your pen test, the whole everything that has to do with the time frame. It details it. It also have the communication, the means of communication, what you need to tell them at the point. So the rules of engagement carries that, have that inside of it. Then the second pillar is assets. Assets. What are we targeting? What are we looking for? What is our target? What exactly is our target? So we might look at, here we are looking at IP address. We are looking at maybe specific application. We are looking at employees' names. These are the assets. These are assets. IP address, a specific application, employee names, a particular server. These are assets. Which of these are you targeting? Are you targeting all, or you are just targeting 1 or 2 out of these assets? So you get to understand it from this pillar when you are carrying out get to understand it. Then the third thing is the depth. how far can we go when you are carrying out your pen testing? How far can you go? Are we maybe you want to do smash and grab, which is the black box now? Um, or do you want to have an inside knowledge of what is happening, which is also known as the gray and white box? So let me explain this black box, gray and white box. So black box is talking about the fact that you don't have any knowledge at all. You don't have any knowledge at all about what you are going to test. They did not give you any information. You are going in blind. Is that the kind of pen test you want to carry out? These things are in your rules of engagement. The organization will always tell you the kind of pen test they want you to carry out. Or is it that they want gray box? Gray box is like you have a little bit of knowledge, but not the full knowledge. They are giving you access to a little bit of information, but not the whole information. Then the white box is you have full information, full details of what you need to do, what you are getting yourself into. When I mean getting yourself now, we are talking about that is what I'm talking about is that we are talking about what you want to do now, not that you are getting yourself into problem. No, what are you doing? The pen test you want to do legally now, an agreement you already have. So that's what I'm talking about when I say getting yourself into, not in a problematic way. So then we also have the deliverables. What does the client actually buy? What do the clients buy? So deliverables is a FASI chart. I'll call it a FASI chart or a detailed plan of action. That's deliverable. It's a detailed plan of action that you need to give to your clients. The truth is, these 4 pillars, from the rules of engagement to the assets to the debt to the deliverables, they are the 4 non-negotiables. 4 non-negotiables pillars when it comes to scoping. So if you get this 4 wrong, trust me, you're going to fail. When you want to carry out a penetration test, if you get these 4 things wrong, you are going to fail. So it's better for you to understand your rule of engagement, the assets, the debts, and your deliverables, so that you will be able to prepare yourself and know, okay, this is what I need to get into, or this is what I'm allowed to do. This is the in scope and also the out of scope. So for me to show you, before I continue, I've talked about theory, I've talked about the scoping method, I've talked about what scoping is, I'll show you the 4 pillars. But then let's see it in action. Let's carry out a passive reconnaissance on this organization. This is Mega Cough 1. It's an organization. So we are told to carry out, this is one of the case study we worked on here in Amdari. Some of our interns worked on it here in Amdari. So I'm just going to show you what we did, the results we've got, and the scope that we are giving. So we are told to carry out a passive reconnaissance on this organization. Let's first explain what passive reconnaissance is. Passive reconnaissance is, okay, let me start with reconnaissance. Reconnaissance is simply means information gathering. You want to gather information about the organization or about the person or about an institution. So you want to gather information about them. And there are 2 ways to gather information. We have passive reconnaissance, which is passive, that's information gathering, or active reconnaissance. So for passive reconnaissance, it means you depend on OSINT. OSINT is publicly available information. You are depending totally 100% on publicly available information. You are not allowed to test. You are not allowed to have a direct contact with the staff, the organization. You are not allowed to do anything. All you just need to do is gather your information with publicly available resources. And it's also talked about the fact that it's passive reconnaissance. So it also means that you are not allowed to attack. Even if you find a loophole, you are not allowed to exploit that loopholes. You are just carrying out information gathering. What is our goal? Our goal is simple. We want to map out their attack surface without touching their servers. Just like I explained, we just want to map out their attack surface without in any way touching their servers at all. So that's the scope they've given to us. So the digital footprint, which is the asset emerged now. When we carried out this OSINT, passive reconnaissance, the first thing we did here is you'll be getting access to this slides. So you have access to the full report and how it was done. You will see how we did it. So we first of all use whois. Whois was the command we use here. From this image, you will see it. We use whois. We use whois. So whois then, which is the command we use, and we make use of our Kali-Linux. We made use of Kali-Linux. So we did whois megacorp1.com. That is the organization we are carrying out passive reconnaissance on. So when we checked it, when we ran that command, it gave us the domain name, which is megacorp1.com. It also gave us the registered domain ID. We were able to access the domain ID. We also talked about the fact that the registrar date, the registrar URL, we got it. We were also able to get the updated date, which the organization or the domain was being registered. We got the date, we got the expiry date too. Then we got the registrar's name. Then we got the registrar's ID also. So it didn't just stop there. It didn't just stop there. We were able to see the registrar abuse contact email. So abuse contact email is just a decoy, or I will call it a decoy that organization use instead of using the actual registrar's email address.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Jata is probably experiencing some network issues. Let's just give her a second or about a minute.
You know, I should ask this before to found my bag.
Hi, fellow. What did you say?
I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
sorry, sorry.
I'm so sorry, but I didn't know I was cut out. I didn't know the network cut me out. I'm sorry. So I will just continue again. Please, where did you hear me last? I know I was talking about the recon, the results we got from the recon. I don't know if you heard that part. Please confirm you can hear me. Hello.
Hi, Jata. I can hear you loud and
Oh,
clear.
okay. I just want to be sure you
You
can
are the
hear me.
digital footprint. Okay, this
Okay.
page, yeah.
All right. Thank you. Please confirm you can also see my screen. The digital.
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, from the digital footprint, we find out that the domain we're able to from the public available information, we're able to get the domain name, which is megacorp.com. So we're also able to get the subdomain information, which is megacorp VPN megacorp.megacorp1.com, which is critical. Then we're also able to get the employee's name through their LinkedIn, employee's email address through their LinkedIn account. So the insight from this is that passive reconnaissance is builds the asset for you. So it helps you list out the asset at the end of the day. So what this means is that whenever you want to carry out a penetration testing, the first thing you need to do, and that it is very, very important to you, is information gathering. You always start from reconnaissance. That's the first step, the first point of penetration testing, because it will help you gather the details you need to know. That will be very juicy information. Actually, you'll be wild at the juicy, we call it juicy in cybersecurity, juicy information out there that will be very, very useful to you when it comes to exploitation. The same way it is juicy to us in cybersecurity, it's the same way it is juicy to attackers too, because that's the bedrock of what the of all the attacks they're going to carry out. Now the next thing is, before we continue, I don't want to go out a lot. So before we continue, I want you to meet some of our Amdari consultants who were once where you are today. They have the knowledge, some have the knowledge of cybersecurity, some study cybersecurity in school, even up to master's level, but they were held back because they did not have experience that will get them a job. Trust me, having knowledge without getting a job, it's painful because you spend time, you spend money, you spend a lot getting this knowledge, but not getting the job you need at the end of the day. We both it's painful. So this set of people, after they joined our program, they were able to gain the skills they need and also the confidence they need to succeed. And like I mentioned earlier, the project I'm showing you, the case study I'm showing you is one of the case study we worked on here at Amdari. We worked on that last month, yes. So meet Benjamin. Okay, Benjamin is a chemical engineer graduate with no background in computer or IT at all. So imagine someone that does not have background in computer or IT at all. So it took a few courses in cybersecurity, and after that, he joined our work experience program. So 3 months into the program, he got a role as a security engineer. Like he got a role as a security engineer. Same thing with Sophia. Sophia completed her master's in cybersecurity, which she recently completed anyway. She completed her master's in cybersecurity recently. and she joined the Amdari Work Experience Program to gain the practical knowledge of the field. Like I said, practical knowledge is very, very, very important, because you study masters, it's more of theoretical knowledge, right? You need that practical experience. You need to get your hands dirty. If you really want to get the job done, your hands must be dirty. So, and for her to get her hands dirty, she had to join us. 2 months into the program, she felt confident enough to start up to sit for a global exam, and she passed it. So this was someone that was so scared of writing certifications, and 2 months in, she had that confidence and she was able to pass that exam, which also is very, very important in landing a high-paying role, which you will agree with me. They also have Sandra. Sandra joined our work experience program, wanted to get hands-on practical experience in cybersecurity. So she needed a job urgently at the time she joined us. So 3 months into the program, she joyfully announced she has landed a high-paying position and left her old job. So this is a message from Sandra. Like she said, okay, let me read it out for you. Our mentor reached out to her to say, oh, Sandra, hello, Sandra. I was told you got a job offer. Congratulations. I'm super happy for you. So as she responded with, I did. Like, you can see the I did. Like, she didn't just say the I did. She did, I did, like, did. It shows excitement. It shows that, oh, this person is happy. And she said, I'm actually so happy about it. Just like I said. And then she responded again and said, because now it's proper 9 to 5. I have really suffered in this retail. She said, I've really suffered in this retail. So imagine someone who has been working in retail and have experienced different kind of things being shown at her. And she got a full proper 9 to 5 job within 3 months of joining the internship. So you see how excited she is. And trust me, that is our own journey, because we set up this organization to help people gain the experience they need to land a job. And just like Sandra, as much as Sandra is excited because she got a proper job, we too are excited because we are fulfilled. This is the reason why we are doing what we do, and we want to still do more. We want to continue doing more. We want to continue helping more people. And I want you to understand something, that what I just read, that the testimony I read that to you, they are the golden trends. They are the golden trend in action. What this means is that Sandra, Benjamin, Sophia, and many others that you will still see at the end of the slide, they learn the strategy. That is, they master the analysis mindset. They have theoretical knowledge before, but then they do not know how to bring that theoretical knowledge to make it so form it into a strategic way that will land them a job. So what they did is they came into the program, they learned the strategy, and they also mastered it, which also helped them at the end to master the analyst mindset. That's one. They did not just master the analyst mindset. They did not just learn and relax. No, they applied it in a project. You get? They learned the strategy. They now applied it in a project. So the case study I'm showing to us this night is one of those projects. They applied what they've learned in that project. What that did for them is it helped them to convert the theoretical knowledge they have into a verifiable experience. So instead of saying that, oh, I know how to use Nmap, I know how to carry out a passive reconnaissance, I know how to exploit a network, I know how to read a log. It's not just about I know how to read a log. When they say, oh, show me what you've done, you don't have to, but you say, no, give me a chance, I know how to do it. You know, it sounds somehow, even if you really actually know how to do it, but because you don't have proof, that is evidence of what you've done before, it is hard to believe that you know it. And in a world whereby people just come up with different kind of things, put different kind of things in their CV, and when you employ them and it's time to do the job, they don't even know what to do. So it is hard to believe people who do not have evidence to present that we know what we are doing. So for this set of people, they learned the strategy, they applied it in a project. So after applying it in a project, it became a verifiable experience for them. After that, they gained interview success. So when they went for interview, they are now confident to prove their capabilities and abilities. So when your recruiter is asking you a question during interview, you can say, oh, okay, let's say they say, for example, do you know how to use Wireshark? And you're saying, you're not just telling them about Wireshark now. You are telling them, there was a project when I was working on so and so project. I used Wireshark to analyze the network. I got to so and so traffic. It is better that way because you can explain the application of the tool than you just defining the tool. So it gives another level of confidence entirely. Then today they've gotten the job, they are earning well, they are more comfortable in the respective countries they are in, and they are making on the job impact. So they are now active, they are confident defenders. So today they have the job and they are so confident to do the job. So that's what our experience will give you. So now where were we before the I know the tension in the room is very, very high right now. So let's bring it down a little bit. Let's go back to our case study. So let's see the gray area. What are the gray areas in our case study? So I mentioned earlier that we're able to find the subdomain. We are also able to find the employee's personal blog. We found a third-party payroll server they use. So they use a third-party payroll server. We're able to find that too. Then I want to ask a question. Which of these can we legally and ethically attack? Out of these two, we have the subdomain, we have the employee's personal blog, we have the third-party payroll server. Which of these can we legally attack at the end of the day? So for you to see, oh, how did I come up with all this? Did I just write them out? No, I did not just write them out. From here, you can see, from this screenshot, you'll be able to see it. You'll be able to see the information I used for this. Here you can see the registrar's ID, the tech name, which is, we have Alan Groofeed, who is the tech guy's name. The admin is also Alan Groofeed. So one person is the admin. One person is also the head of admin. Is also the head of tech. It's still the same person. The city where the person stays is here. The province is here. We're able to get the province of where the person stays, the city the person stays. What this means for an organization is that, imagine we did not even know at first that he's the head of, before we got to know that he's also the head of admin and head of tech, we already were able to crack his password for probably one of the accounts. It is so easy for someone that is also the registrant, actually, is the registrant, the 1%. So if we crack the password for one account, there is 99% probability that he used the same password across board. So we don't need to stress ourselves again to even take control. It's easy peasy for us. So we'll just take control. Like as an attacker, we'll just take control in an easy form. So that is a very big red flag there. It should not have been. One person should not be in control of 3 major accounts. It is wrong. So you will see it when you have access to this slide. You will see it here. We also got the admin's phone number, which is the person's phone number. We have the admin's phone number. The country is based in US. We got his postal code ID. We got the admin state province, the province he stays in. So those are critical information that pertains to someone that. So we have a lot of juicy information. We can attack, and if an attacker has access to this, it is easy for them to just exploit and do a lot. And getting these details is very, very, very easy. Getting this information, it's very, very easy. We've not even exploited anything yet. We are not even allowed to exploit. We are just carrying out passive reconnaissance. We've not done active reconnaissance yet. Active reconnaissance is where you have direct contact with their server, with everything. We've not done active at all. just passive. You are dealing with things that are available online, and with just one simple command, like you just wrote something that is not even up to 15 letter words long, and you got all this information right here on your screen. Like, I don't know if it's just me. I find it exciting. I know I'm a penetration tester. I do it ethically. But trust me, it excites me when I have access to information that naturally I should not have access to. Or when I have access to information that people find it weird when you tell them, oh, I know where you stay. I know what you are doing currently. I know what you are doing. I know, like, people find it strange. Like, how did you know? So it excites me as a pen tester. Let's not talk about, if it's exciting to me that much, let's talk about an hacker. It will excite them 10 times more because they want to use it for bad. They said that they want to sell your data in the dark web, or you are just a target to them. They want to do something bad to you at the end of the day. So you being able to do this, it's easy, and you will just get to understand them when you come into the program. So then I asked a question the other time. I said, which of these can we legally and ethically attack? Okay, I'll answer my question. The scope document as a weapon. We have our scope sheets, our scope documents. So let's look at the in scope and out of scope. In scope is the things we are allowed to do, the things we are allowed to carry out, the things we are allowed to touch. Out of scope is things outside the scope. We are not allowed to touch them, neither are we allowed to do anything with them. Even if we find vulnerabilities there, you are even not allowed to get there. So from the question I asked earlier, we found the subdomain, we found the employees, we found the employee's personal blog, we found a third-party payroll server that they use. So the subdomain is in scope. The subdomain is in scope. It's something we are allowed to, because we are carrying out a passive reconnaissance. So subdomain, we are allowed to do subdomain enumeration. So the employee's personal blog is out of scope because it's not the employee that hired us. They did not hire us to gather information about the employee or to do anything about the employee. They hired us for their own company. We were hired for the organization alone. So it is out of scope for us. Then the third-party payroll server is out of scope for us. And I know you might be wondering, why is the third-party payroll server out of scope? When you exploit this third party, when you exploit this third party, you are going to be attacking another company entirely. Or when you decide to probe further into this third party organization, you are going to be exploiting a totally different organization at the end of the day. You will not be expecting the organization that employed, which is megacorphone.com, because this third party organization is not the organization we are working with. So it will mean you are going out of scope to not even probe another company entirely. So the in scope is determined as legal. You have the authority to carry it out. Sorry, excuse me. Then you are carrying out an attack surface, a surface attack on it. You are not going deep. You are not doing something very, very, very serious. Please, do we understand that? Just give me a thumbs up if you do. Give me a thumbs up. I want to be sure you are following me. Can I get a thumbs up, please? Okay, does it mean no? We don't understand what I've been saying. Thank you, Mark. It's only Mark that is giving thumbs up. Adeni, Ayotunde, Uche, the Lakbo.
Can you go over what you just said now?
Okay, what I just said. All right, I'll go over it
Thank you.
again. Okay. Okay, for the scope, I asked a question when I talked about the gray areas of, that is the things we found when I was carrying out the reconnaissance. Then I said we found different information, juicy information. We found the subdomain. We found the employee's personal, one of the employee's personal blog. We also found a third-party payroll server that the organization used. So I asked a question and said, which of these can we legally and ethically attack? So what this means is that which of these do we have the right to attack, exploit at the end of the day? So to answer that same question, and I did in scope and out of scope. In scope are the things that are within our jurisdiction, the things we have the legal right to exploit or to work on. Out of scope are the things we do not have the legal right to work on because it is not in our contract. So this just brings us back to that example I gave earlier about scoping. When you have an asset, you ask your asset, clean the city room. Don't go into the other part of the house. Don't go to the bedroom. Don't go into the kitchen. I want you to clean the city room alone. Cleaning the city room is in scope. Is within scope. If the asset decides to go into the bedroom, it's out of scope. Same thing with this information we got. So if you decide to say, okay, I was asked to carry out reconnaissance, I want to attack or exploit. What are the things am I allowed to, what are the things I am allowed to exploit? The subdomain enumeration, the subdomain, you can carry out a subdomain enumeration. It is within your scope. It is in scope for you. You can do that, no crime. But if you decide to go and exploit the employee's personal blog, that's outside the scope because it's not the employee that employed you to work for them, for him or her. You are working for the organization, and the organization did not pay you to to target the employee. So it will be outside your scope. Then also there's a third-party payroll server. So what that third party means that there's another organization they use that provide their payroll service for them. So that third party is not, they are not the owner of the organization. It's not their organization. They only just make use of the organization, more like they have a contract with the organization. So you now say that, okay, because I saw it under their list, I want to exploit it. It is you going outside the scope. You are already committing a crime because when you exploit this third party organization, you've left the organization that employed you. You are attacking a different organization totally, like a different organization. That's what you're attacking. So it is out of scope. So it is out of scope for you. So I don't know if you understand that now.
Yes, I do. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So scoping is not just about paperwork. You understand. I talked about the 4 pillars. You wrote it down, or you've structured everything you want to do. That's paperwork. Scoping is not just about that paperwork. Scoping is all about strategy. It's strategy. It's a strategy. It tells you where you need to go. It tells you where you can win. It tells you what you can do. So it strategically make your work smooth for you and easy for you. That's what scoping is all about. So let's look at tradecraft versus tools. What's trade? We have tradecraft and we have the tools. One, we have the first thing is passive reconnaissance is easy. It is very, very easy, but the strategy is hard. Passive reconnaissance is easy, but the strategy is hard. I will explain one by one. Then we have the tools. We have Nmap, we have Burp. These are just 2 tools out of plenty tools we use for carrying out penetration testing. And trust me, these tools are very, very cheap. They are very, very cheap. Then we have this the tradecraft. Tradecraft is knowing how to scope, report it, write your report, and also execute it legally. So the tradecraft is what the company is paying for. It's what the company is paying for. I don't know if we get that. I know I've not really done a lot of explanation, but I just want to know we are following. Just give me a thumbs up if you're following. Okay, thank you, Ayo, today. Thank you, Mark. I'm just getting thumbs up from 2 people. I'm just getting thumbs up from 2 people. Okay, so the tradecraft is anyone can learn about passive reconnaissance. Anyone can know how to use tools like Burp, Nmap. But when it comes to, because these tools are very, you don't even need to pay them. If you install your Kali, they are there. You just need to just install them and you are free to go. Although Burp, we have paid version, but there's also the community version that you don't need to pay for. So anyone can know how to run the scan. If I show you how to carry out passive reconnaissance, like I said earlier, it is very easy. Just need to enter a very small short command and you get all those information I listed out for you. It is easy, but the strategy you need to understand, you need to learn and understand strategy. It might seem hard, but trust me, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. So the question I want to ask is, after knowing the tools, after learning the easy way to run these commands, can you scope an engagement in a way that you will not be sued? Can you scope an engagement in a way that you will not end up getting a lawsuit? You know, I said earlier, the thin line between the thin line between you being a hero, the line between you being a hero and a criminal is very thin and blurry. And if you don't know, if you're not careful, you will cross the lines without you knowing. So that's where the tradecraft comes in. So tradecraft is you knowing how to carry out a scope engagement without being sued. And you also knowing how to deliver a proper report that will save the company. It will save the company millions of dollars or millions of pounds, and the company will be free from attack. That's tradecraft. You know your craft, you know how to do it in a good way. So, and trust me, companies are not paying for, when a company employs a pentester, they're not paying you because I know how to use the skill, I know the tools, I know how to run the commands. That's not what they're paying you for. The company is paying you for the tradecraft you have. The company is paying you for the strategy you know. They're paying you for the strategy you know, and you know how to execute. And trust me, you will not learn strategy if you have not gotten your hands dirty. It's when you get your hands, it's the process of getting your hands dirty over and over again. And you continuously put effort in it, and also have a guide, a proper guide, someone to guide you, to show you the way. You will not actually understand that strategy. You will not know how to put that strategy. I know I've said a lot about the strategy. I'll show you the 4 pillars. But as I saying it this evening, I said a lot of things concerning it. But trust me, I know if you want to go back to go and write it on your own, you might not even know where to start from. You might not know what to do. You might not even know the first thing to do. That's one. Even if you know where to start from, you know how to write a proper report. How will you save your company from losing millions at the end of the day? Because company wants strategy that works, not the one that will just be on paper and not do anything. So that's where the tradecraft and the tools are different. You know the tools, but you need to master your tradecraft, because that's what earns you the money, actually. That's what gives you the money at the end of the day. So what the company gets after the whole reconnaissance, after companies have decided to pay you for your tradecraft, what do you give them in return? because you need to give them something in return for them to pay you, or for them to say, oh, yeah, you did a good job, you did a great job. The first thing is executive summary. The company wants an executive summary. That is a proper report. A proper report that documents everything you've done. That documents, okay, this is what I got. This is the scope I worked with. This is the vulnerability I got. Then you now also give them what they need to use to also mitigate it, because you're not just telling them, oh, there's vulnerability. What do they need to do? You need to tell them. So I'll start from where I listed them in. Executive summary, which is the report. So it contains, this is a full report actually. It contains the executive summary. Then you go for the technical findings and evidence. Evidence is the screenshot. The screenshot I showed just like it's an evidence. So I was able to say, oh, I was able to discover so and so. I discovered so and so address. And so I got so and so phone number. I got so and so email address. I need to show them the evidence. So that's where that screenshot came in. You number your screenshots, you title it. That's technical findings and evidence. Show them the evidence of. I said I discovered this. They'll be able to see it on your that. Your stakeholders might not be technical, they might not understand it 100%, but they are seeing it. You can point that to them during your presentation. So they'll be able to say, okay, yes, there's evidence to what this person is saying. They're also going to rate the risk. There's something called risk matrix. Using risk matrix, they're going to classify the risk. Is it critical? Is it medium? Is it low? Is it something that the organization should be scared about, that they want to really, okay, they need to find solution to it immediately? Or is it something that, okay, they can still take time and try to look for a way to patch it up, and they don't really need to rush? Or is it something that it can still wait and they can leave it? Because you need to help them understand this, that what is critical, what is not critical, what they don't need to waste money on. Like I said earlier, you're trying to help them save millions. You're trying to help them save money as much as build their security too. So you need to help them categorize these vulnerabilities and also tell them the risk attached to it using risk matrix. Then recommendations, you need to give them recommendation. Recommendation is what they need to do to patch up the vulnerabilities you've seen. The mitigation strategy they need to follow. You will not be the one to carry out the mitigation because you're a pen tester. But at the end of the day, it's sometimes the work of sometimes the work of the SOC analyst or the software developer, depending on what kind of vulnerability that was discovered. So, but then you are the one that will give them recommendation on what to do. Then you are also going to debrief the session. So that's what a company expects from you at the end of your pen testing. What we did today is passive reconnaissance. We did not exploit. If you notice, I didn't mention in any way that I exploited any of the vulnerabilities I got. I did not exploit any of them because the scope says carry out a passive reconnaissance. The goal was clear: carry out a surface search. So I didn't go beyond that scope. I didn't go outside that scope. So if you want to see the full report for that particular organization that we did, you can just click on this link. It will take you to one of my colleagues. It will take you to one of my colleagues' Notion accounts. So you will go through it. So you'll see step by step, not just the report actually, step by step commands on how to do it, what you need to do at each step. So that's how we hold our intents. That's how we hold their hands actually. So it was well detailed, telling you, okay, at this point, this is the command you use. And when you use them, this is what you are going to get. This is the result it will give you. Then we explain that result at the end of the day. And we were able to trash out the whole process. And at the end of the day, it is easy to carry out passive reconnaissance. So when you get access to this slide, you can go through it. If you can set to practice too. And I know when you are practicing, you have a lot of questions. And trust me, when you get to the program, it's easy peasy. You will learn how to do them yourself. And you can get answers to your questions at the end of the day. So the next step, what is the next step? I will be closing this the case study here. Always start with scoping. Whenever you want to carry out penetration testing, please start with scoping. Document everything as you are going. As you are carrying out your penetration test, always tell people documentation is important. Don't wait till you want to do everything and then you now come back and start documenting. No, as you are carrying out your pen test, you see something juicy, document it, take screenshots, keep it. You don't even know what will happen to you. Your system can crash, anything can happen. Document your process at the end of the day. As you are doing it, always document your process. Then align with expectations early. From your from the document signed, there is an expectation that was given to you by the organization. Always align your findings with that expectation early from the beginning. Don't wait till you want to first of all do your own and go, then later you come and align. Please always align with the expectation early. Then let the scope guide the engagement. Please let your scope guide the engagement. Don't go outside the scope. Always follow the scope. Then we have more success stories from Amdari. We have Stella. Stella here, you can just click on it and watch the video. She was saying she's grateful to her coach and Amdari as a whole for helping her build connections and build her confidence in answering interview questions, especially regarding job descriptions. So I talked about something about when you are asked about a particular tool, or when you are asked what have you done, it comes with a lot of confidence when you're able to say, oh, I worked on this so project, or and I was able to do this with this tool. It comes with another level of confidence, and your recruiter will know that yes, you know what you are saying. So for Stella, that was one of the things she got. She got that confidence, and she understands how to answer those questions about our job description, because we have a session that is dedicated to teaching you how it works in the industry, and we have industry experts that come there for that session. It happens every week. You ask them these questions, they give you direct answer there on the call, and we trash out all these things. And you also have interview prep sometimes right on this call, so you build your confidence from in-house before you get there out there to face your recruiters. Then we have Eric. Eric was excitedly sharing his story and extend his gratitude to Amdari for the amazing work they are doing. You can also click here and watch the video. Delivering practical hands-on experience relevant to cybersecurity tools. Then we have Adekule. We also have that's Adekule. So the biggest challenge many candidates face is credibility. I said it before, and I'll still say it again. Credibility is very, very important. And a lot of candidates face this challenge because they don't have a way to prove their credibility. So many candidates in the UK, in the US, Canada, or wherever part of the world you are in, have this have the skills. You have the skills. If I ask most of you on this corner, some of you might have studied cybersecurity. You have been in tech for a while. But employers, especially in the UK and outside the countries, often can't verify how those skills translate to their work environments, because there is no proof to show that you've worked with the skills you have. So there's no way to verify, can you actually translate your skills into work? There's no way. So that's one of the problems a lot of people are facing today. Reference. Employers will always confirm that you can do the job. That will always confirm that you can do the job. They will always confirm that you can do the job. If you, oh sorry, I didn't put it on slideshow. So they will always confirm that you can do the job. So from here now, this is from Enel Jaide. She's one of our interns. So the employer sent a mail to one of our co-founder, Adeza. You can see here that they were asking about her. They wanted to confirm if what she said is true. So they want that reference. They need that reference. They want to be able to confirm that you can do what you said you know how to do. They need that reference letter. So you might come up with some people. I know someone who said, "Oh, I will just cook up a story around the work I've done. They just cook up something as regard a company which I have not worked with." So imagine you cook up a story, and let's say you say Meta, I've worked with Meta before, whereas you didn't work with Meta, and they try to verify they need reference, and they reach out to someone there at Meta to send reference. It will be a lot of chaos. So for us here, when they sent a mail to Adeza to ask for reference, it was easy because Adeza can vouch for Ene that yes, she can do this thing. And reference is very, very important to recruiters. And reference is important to you to get the job. So I know a lot of you on this call, if not everyone on this call, have learned the skills. You know the skills, you know the theory, but you don't have work experience yet. You've not gotten your hands dirty. Yeah, I like using that word. You need to get your hands dirty. You've not gotten your hands dirty yet. So recruiters don't trust you enough to hire you. If that is your case, if you are this person, if you find yourself in this kind of situation, what do you need to do? Right? If I just say, Cynthia, what do you need to do? Where do you need to go from here? How do I gain this work experience? Where can you gain this work experience? That the answer is simple. Amdari. Amdari is a place where it's your career rebrand platform. You want to rebrand your career. You want to stand out during interview. You want to be able to translate your theory to verifiable hands-on experience. This is where you need to be. This is a place where you meet internship. You start with internship. So you get into the program, which is the Amdari Rave. Rave is remote apprenticeship virtual experience. You come into Amdari internship, where you also have access to Amdari Learn. Amdari Learn is your #1 short course platform. When you come into the program for internship, you have access to Amdari Learn, where you'll be able to, okay, let's say you want to brush up your skills in cybersecurity, your knowledge now, I'm not talking about skills now, your knowledge in cybersecurity, or probably you are not from a technical background and you want to understand the terms, the terminologies, the frameworks in cybersecurity. Amdari Learn is that place you can go to because we have these courses there readily for you from seasoned specialists that works with us here at Amdari. You can have access to it through our platform. You can brush up your skills while also interning with us and gaining the skills you need to get that job. So you start from internship, then plus the packages we have for you. Aside the internship, you working on case study like the one I just showed you, you also have access to employability service. Part of this employability service is CV revamp and review. We have an employability specialist that will help you review and revamp your CV and also help you make your CV better. I'm coming to chat. I'll take questions soon. So our employability specialist will help you put your CV together, revamp your CV in a better way that recruiters want to see it. Then we also have LinkedIn optimization. So it's not just internship. You coming to gain the skills. You have access to the CV revamp. You also have access to LinkedIn optimization. You have access to mentorship and career coaching. You know, I mentioned earlier that we have something we do every week. Mentorship happens every Thursday. Through mentorship, you have access to industry experts and coaches that will come and tell you how it works in the industry, what recruiters are looking for. Sometimes we carry out a mock interview there. You learn how to pace your interviewer, answer questions, you get corrected in-house, so that when you get out there, you already know what to do. Then we also have interview preparation. So we don't just train you. We don't give you the skills alone. I say, okay, we are training you into the sea, white sea. Go and figure out your interview yourself. No, we don't do that here. We know that sometimes you know the skill, but you might not know how to pass your message. So before you go for that interview, we always set up interview prep for you. So interview prep is where we set up a panel, you come up and do your interview the same way, exactly the same way you will do it. But the only difference here is that you're allowed to make mistakes and your mistakes will be corrected. We'll tell you what to say at the point. The things you didn't really say well, we'll tell you how to say it in a better way. We help you out, prepare for your interview. Then also you have job reference, like Ene that I showed you. She got a job reference from us. And this job reference, we have 2 years job reference from us. Then we have on the job support. So this might be that, let's say you register for our 3-month program, you are done with your 3-month program, you've gotten your job. That does not mean you are done with us, we've forgotten. No, you still have access to us. Maybe you need on the job support, there's something you are doing at work and you need clarity, you don't know how to do it. You can still call on your mentor to say, oh, I need help with this. I'm working on this at work, but I'm confused. I don't know what to do. Your mentor will help you out. So you have on the job support with us. Then you have the apply. So we have the Amdari job board. We know how hectic it is sometimes to look for a job. So we help you put it, going from different platforms or to the other, we help you put them together in a place. Remote jobs from LinkedIn, Glassdoor, FlexJob, GitHub, remote, okay, Indeed. We have a lot of job boards, and trust me, we paid heavily for this to get access to this job board. So for us to get accurate job opportunities for you. So imagine you adding your internship experience plus the employability package you have, plus the apply for job, add it together. Trust me, you're going to come out amazing and outstanding at the end of the day, refined. You're going to come out refined, better than where you were at before you joined the internship experience. So join an internship experience that collapses the learning curve. So the first thing you want to do is stakeholder meetings. So you get stakeholders meetings, you get client feedback, real business challenges, you get to work on real business challenges. Trust me, most of the project I just showed you just now, if you get to work as an ethical hacker, there's no way, like I said, that's the first step of even penetration testing. Passive, a reconnaissance. It can either be passive or active, but reconnaissance is very, very useful. Even as an individual, reconnaissance is very useful. Today, we have a lot of crime going on in the world. If I meet people online, I can't ask reconnaissance of them first. I want to know if what they're telling me is the truth. I want to know if where they say they are living is where they are living. I want to know if they are the owner of their SIM card, if they're the one that registered their SIM card. I want to just know everything. I'm just used to that. Whenever I meet, even if it's not online, I want to know more about them. I always carry out a passive reconnaissance of them. So it's a life-saving skill. There are a lot of times I could have fallen victim to scam, but because I have this skill of carrying out passive reconnaissance, I have not fallen victim to any scam. If you send me a link, I will scrutinize the link first before clicking on it. Because I want to be sure I'm not clicking, it's not a clickbait for me to fall into a scam. I want to be sure you don't want to scam, you don't want to hack me. So it's a skill you will always use at your place of work, trust me. So going through that same way, every case study you work on, there are something that is going to be what you are going to, that will be useful to you when you start working, because you will always face something similar. You are going to get stakeholders feedback at the end of the day. You will work with real tools, real collaboration. Yes, you are collaborating with other teams, other teammates. The fact that you are working as ethical hacker, SOC analyst, GRC analyst, you are collaborating with other teams. So you understand how to work with other teams in an organization, because you will trust me, you are not going to be working alone. Then real deliverables. You are giving us real deliverables. Then 4 months of internship with a job reference letter. It's amazing, right? You have 4 months to work on your skills, to get your skills better. And you also get a job reference letter at the end of the day. So you might want to ask me, when is next cohort starting? So I want you to join our next cohort that's starting on Saturday, on the 6th of November. So it's a 3-month program, but because we are generous, I said earlier that I have something for you at the end. I have something to give you if you stay to the end. And that is 3 months program, but they're getting 1 month free. You should be clapping for me. I've tried, right? I'm getting 1 month free because this is our Cyber Monday sale. So you're going to pay for 3 months, but we'll give you 1 extra month free because we want you to gain that experience. Not just experience, but we want you to get that job. And we are here to help you out. So you're going to start, payment starts from £103. So you need to just take this opportunity because the offer is limited. We have very few slots available. And trust me, today is Thursday night, tomorrow is Friday. This offer ends tomorrow evening because by Saturday, we are onboarding the new set. So that you grab it now, or like they will always say, Jesse will say, you snooze, you lose, right? Yes. So grab it right now before tomorrow night and join the Saturday cohort. And trust me, this is you also planning for your 2026. 2026 is coming. The 2025 was a tough year generally. It was a tough year. Ups and downs, no clarity in terms of jobs. I know you have a particular job you are doing, but it might not be your dream job, might not be the kind of job you want to do. But then I don't want you to go into 2026 still with that uncertainty. Prepare for 2026, and this is one of the best way for you to prepare for 2026. Like 2026, that will be sweet. You get to know from December 2025. So, and this is one of the way, investing in yourself. You need to invest in yourself. You need to invest in getting that skills that will give you a better life. And like I always tell people around me and those that know me very well, a lot can change within a month. A lot can change within a month. You might have been struggling for years to get that tech job. You might have been struggling for months to get the cybersecurity role. But a lot can change within a month. Not that of 4 months. A lot can change within a month. What you have been looking for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you can get it within a month. Trust me. And I'm talking from experience. A lot can change within a month. So I want you to grab this opportunity and not let it pass you by. The slots are limited and it is going to close tomorrow night. So join our next call that's starting on the 6th of December. And we have different career, like I said, we have different career paths. That is different internship experience. We have data analytics, we have data science, we have data engineering, business analysis, project management. Then for cyber security, we have SOC analysts and threat intelligence. We have ethical hacking and penetration testing. We have governance, risk, and compliance. I know the case study I showed us this time was pen testing, but trust me, you don't want to. If you want to know what's happening on the defensive side of things, you need to be in the program. And passive reconnaissance is just the tip of the iceberg of pen testing. Like I told you earlier, personally, I'm always excited when I'm doing pen testing. When I have access to information, juicy information I do not have access to, I am very, very excited. And that is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of things you will learn. A lot of things when it comes to ethical hacking. A lot of things. Same thing with SOC analysis and threat intelligence. Kind of threat intelligence is you knowing how to predict what will happen using previous information or from previous scenario. You can predict what will happen. It's an amazing thing because you are the one that is coming up with research to warn us. Oh, this malware is out today. This is going to happen. This is how you can curtail it. This is what we can do. It's amazing, right? And you have a lot of opportunities as a SOC analyst. Trust me. Then we also have the GRC, which is governance, risk, and compliance. These are the legal part of things. You talk about IPA, you talk about frameworks, GRC are into it. And it's fun. If you like policy, you enjoy GRC very well. So if you want to really know a lot more beyond the things I've shown you this night, join the program, apply for the program, grab this opportunity that we are giving, the discounts we have currently. You're paying for 3 months to get 4 months at a discounted price. Just grab the opportunity now. So what Amdari consultant tries better in the job market? Why we try better in the job market? What makes our consultant different? What makes us outstanding? What makes us better than every other person out there who has not gone through our internship? The truth is, we have better control. You have that ability to work in a controlled environment with low risk to work with. Like, you are allowed to make mistakes here. Mistakes you cannot make when you are working. Imagine I talked about going out of scope. You are trying to be an hero, but you didn't know when you crossed the line, and the organization is seeing you as a criminal. So you are allowed to make that mistakes here when you are working with us. We will correct you. But when you start working with an organization, you are not allowed to make such mistakes. And this is where you learn. You learn the strategy. You learn how to think like an analyst. You learn how to think like a security expert. You learn how to be calm under pressure. Yes, because if you are a SOC analyst, there will always be pressure. You will learn how to be calm under pressure. You learn how to think on the spot, because trust me, that is a skill on its own. This is where you learn all those things. This is what makes you better than people that have not had that experience that is needed. So you've worked in a cross-functional team. You know how to work with teammates. You are not seeing, you're a Pentest, you're not seeing a SOC analyst as an enemy, or you're not downgrading a GRC analyst. So you have mastered industry tools like Splunk, like Power BI, whatever tools you are working with, you've mastered them. You also get hands-on experience with projects. You've worked on projects, you get hands-on experience. Then you got feedback from experienced professionals. Trust me, you're working with amazing professionals. Then you have a portfolio filled with real projects at the end of the day. You are not just going to say, oh, I'm applying for this job based on vibes and inshallah. No, you have evidence. Evidence comes with shoulder pad, actually. You have evidence. So it's not a matter of you begging recruiters to employ you. Yes, we know we need the job, right? Yes, but then you can do it with confidence. You can do it with boldness, not from a point of appeal or pity party, playing pity party at the end of the day. Then you receive a globally recognized reference letter. Our reference letter is globally recognized anywhere, anytime you need it. Just ask for it, you will get it. So, is there any questions so far? So you can ask your question. Yes, Uche, you can go ahead.
All right, thank you so much, Ato.
You're welcome.
You see, I want to ask something. You know that the SOC analyst is the blue team, which is the defensive. Then
Yes.
the penetration tester is the offensive, which is like the red team. So
Yes.
what I want to know is, while one gets a job, will the person be a SOC analyst? Will he just stand as a SOC analyst, be on the defensive part, or one can be a SOC analyst and at the same time be a penetration tester working in the same organization?
Okay. So it depends on your skills. If you have both skills, you started learning as a pen tester, you've mastered your pen testing skill, then you now decide to go into SOC analysis. That's the defensive part of things, which is the blue team. You mastered your skill there too. Some organization prefer to use in-house person as a pen tester. Let's say they don't have a pen tester, you're a SOC analyst, you have the knowledge of a pen tester, and they know, they'll prefer to use you than employ someone they don't know outside. So if you have both skills, some organization can allow you work both. But if you don't have both skills, you will need to pick one. If you're a SOC analyst, you're going to work fully as a SOC analyst. And what I want you to know about SOC analysis is that there are levels to it. So you can start as a tier 1.
Okay.
You can start as a tier 1. You can grow into tier 2. It still depends on how much you are improving your skills, how much you are willing to learn. So you can be in tier 1. Then you will see, that's when you will see SOC analyst roles. Sometimes they'll say they're looking for tier 1, tier 2. So tier 2 is different from tier 1. Your skill level is different. So you as a tier 1 person, you are carrying out a SOC analysis, and there's a problem. The first thing you want to do is escalate to tier 2.
Okay.
Escalate to tier 2. The tier 2 will decide to go on. They can escalate it more. So if it has to do with malware, the malware analysis, the threat intelligence part, they escalate it that way. So, but if you are working as a SOC analyst, you can work as SOC analyst. But if you have both skills, you can do both. But it is very, very weird though. But most organizations, some organizations allow. Like, I don't know if you joined from the beginning when I was reading my bio. I am both a Pentest and a SOC analyst actually.
Yeah, I heard it.
So
That's
anyone that comes in, I do it. So sometimes if I need to still do career pen testing and do defensive, I do it. But if it's pen testing I need to do, I do it. If it's SOC analysis, I can do it. So you can be like that too. But trust me, I didn't learn those skills at the same time. Like I didn't learn it concurrently at the same time. I started as a pen tester. After owning my skills in pen testing, that was when I started learning SOC analysis. So I learned one, mastered the skills before moving to the other one.
Okay, you see, like me, I already learned SOC analysis, but I've never worked in real life organization. I only did it in NIT while I was in Nigeria then, and I did some certification exams, but I have never worked once as a SOC analyst in any organization. So if I want to come for internship now, what I would do is go for SOC analyst, right?
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
since you already have the experience in SOC analysis, I would advise you go for SOC analysis.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Is there any other question? Yes, Ayo today.
Yeah, well done, Jato. I want to ask on the career experience internship. The data analysis, data science, data engineering, business analysis, and project management are under the same bucket. You just put them. I saw you put them under the same bucket, and the full amount is £500. So, are they the same training?
No, it's separate.
It is separate.
We just group them. Yes, we just group them under another departments.
So I will have to pick one out of them, right?
Yes,
or how?
Yes, you have to pick one out of them.
Okay, so the internship that I'm going to go through, is it going to be under the one I pick, or it can be everything?
Under the one you pick, but you get to work cross-functionally with other departments.
Okay,
but you
including
let's say you pick BA now.
Yeah.
But when you are working cross-functionally with project managers and data analysts or data science, you will be the business analyst in the cross-functional projects.
Okay.
Yes.
Does he also have a cross-function with the SOC and ethical hacking team?
Well, sometimes we do, but currently not fully. But from next year, we'll fully integrate, bringing ethical hacking to their own side of things.
Okay. Outside the training that starts on the 6th of December, when is the next training coming up?
January.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Maya, today. So do you want to go for the data or management side of things, or you want to stay with cybersecurity? If you want,
it's BA that I'll
okay,
prefer.
business.
I've had experience in SOC and ethical and all those stuff, GRC and all that. I've done that before. So I've had working experience in all of them, but I want to do BA.
Okay, that's amazing too.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ayo, today.
You're welcome.
Any other question? Okay, there's no question.